As a teenager, what was the worst thing your parents ever walked in on you doing? My mum walked in on my brother trying to blow himself. As she walked in, he yelled, "I'm doing homework." But it was too late. She silently closed the door and they never spoke of it to each other again. He only told me one night, because he was really drunk. Then I told the internet. Before I knew what X was or what the purpose of my peanuts was for besides pissing, I found a magazine in my brother's bedroom with a busty lady on the front page, leaning over exposing all her cleavage. It made me feel all tingly inside and I wanted to act on that tingly feeling, but I didn't know how, so I just licked her. Mid-tongue swipe is when my mum walked in. I never even thought about this moment until recently. Your brothers? What about sticky pages? Cringe. Oh frick. Now that I think about it, he was a total peen addict right around that time and was jacking it like 3 times a day. God damn it. I was trying pole dance and belt out the song at the same time. Mum just laughed and said, "Well, I'm glad you're this bad. Now I'll never have to worry about you becoming a stripper." My mother drunkenly burst into my room while my ex and I were in the middle of some rough angry ex, sat at the foot of my bed and asked how we were doing and how it was nice to see him again. She also burst in on me many times both drunk and sober while I was fapping under the sheets. Boy, did I learn how to fake sleeping quick. Throughout this thread, I picture the parent breaking down the fricking door whenever they use the word burst. Not my parent, but okay. Me and my friend were playing hide and seek at his house. I thought I was well hidden in his shower when his dad walked in and took a dump on his toilet. I was behind the drapes almost fainting from the smell. I had to sit in there almost 30 minutes. He never noticed me. When I was 15, my then girlfriend and I decided to try 69ing. My house is fairly old and the stairs creak fairly loudly. I heard my mother coming just soon enough to buck my girlfriend off of me and cover us up. So there we were under the blankets, heads at opposite ends of the bed and I was wiping off my mouth. She knew. My dad walked in on my high school girlfriend and I having sex. He walked in right in the middle of reverse cowgirl. No blankets, nothing. So he saw everything. From there on out, every time he wanted to tell me dinner was ready he would just text me. In high school my mum walked in on me and my boyfriend, except I wasn't wearing anything below the belt and I had a blanket over myself. Since she had no idea anything was going on under there, she decided to sit with us and have a nice long chat before she left. Why do they always do that? My mum does the same thing. It's because they know what's going on. They did the same it we do when they were our age. Except me apparently. When I'm talking to a lady I have had my mother out of nowhere cockblock me for no reason. Covering my dong in stamps. Don't ask. Must have been a sizable package. Priority mail. Forgetting to knock. My mum walked in on me in the bathroom, on the toilet, eating a bowl of ravioli. Ravioli on the bowlie. Huh. One time I was as a teenager watching anime while playing with my boobs, and my mum walked in. I remember her expression, and I'm pretty sure she thought I was boob fapping to anime men somehow. As effeminately attractive as Kenshin may have been to my teenage self, I was actually just boredly intrigued by the nice texture of my boobs. It wasn't really sexual as much as it was investigative. That didn't make it any less weird. Boob fapping. Today I learned. Reading some sort of jihadist website on my computer. I'm not even a Muslim. I was just curious, but I can only imagine what they thought. No, I swear. This is just a cover up. I was really jacking off to peen. You have to believe me. Going down on my boyfriend. She didn't see anything, but told him to stand up. He said no, thank you. Funny ending. I married that boy. A long time ago a similar thing happened. It was the girl I was dating's birthday. I was doing some work during the day then taking her out that evening. When I finished my work I called her, told her I was going to jump in the shower then head over. She suggests I bring clothes and we can have some fun in the shower together before going out. Sounds great. I get there and she greets me at the door nude. I end up sitting on her couch with her sitting on the floor going down on me. That is when her mum walked through the front door. It was the girl's apartment, but her mum was in the area, has a key and decided to swing by and wish her happy birthday. She knew the girl had met me and was seeing me, but had no idea things had gotten this far. My girlfriend jumps up, grabs her mum and pulls her into the bedroom where she proceeds to yell at her about barging into her apartment without knocking. I'm stuck in the living room, nude and harder than Chinese algebra, and my clothes are in the bedroom. I end up awkwardly covering up with a couch pillow, then nodding an even more awkward hello to her mum when she left. 2 weeks later we went to her parents' house for dinner. Her mum walks up to me, hugs me and says, "Good to meet you with pants on." It broke the ice and we all had a good laugh about it. Ha, Chinese algebra. I have depression and anxiety, so I spent a lot of time in my room. One night I moved all my furniture to one side of the room, picked up my mattress and put it on another wall, took all my trash and everything else. Basically I wanted a big empty space in the middle of my room for an epic 6-inch Jijo battle. I equipped them all with guns, posed them. Lots of fun. After all that I left my toys mid-battle to take a shower. I put on Suno aka ambient black metal. I got out dripping wet. I have a bunch of masks and I figured that why not put one on. I stood in the middle of my Jijos laughing manically wearing a chicken mask. I took off the mask 10 minutes later and turned around. Mum was there. I had no idea how long she was there. My girlfriend and I were having sex, and we heard my mum coming up the stairs. My girlfriend got off me and we pretended to be asleep when my mother opened the door. I don't think she even knew my girlfriend was in there. She went over to my desk to put back my laptop that she'd borrowed, and there was an open condom wrapper sitting there. She looked over at the bed and went, "Oh, you. Oh," followed by an awkward giggle, a quick, "Sorry," and a hasty exit. At the end of high school I had a girlfriend whose parents would allow sleepovers. One morning her parents, myself, and my girlfriend sat to have some breakfast. Her dad was like, "Hey, have you brushed yet? It looks like you've got a pube in your teeth." My teeth were pubeless. He was jesting. I was mortified. I'm pretty sure the correct response is "What pube is?" accompanied by a deadpan stare. Champion troll dad. That sounds like about the best possible reaction, to be honest. I had a half schedule my junior year of high school because I was doing an independent study. A ton of seniors did too because they didn't need any more credits. I got a ride home with this cute girl named Amanda to go smoke weed. It's like 12 PM so my parents wouldn't be home for 5 hours. We thought we'd take some bong hits and go for a swim. Around bong hit 3 or 4 my mum opened the door to the backyard, right where we were sitting, to me blowing out a giant cloud of smoke. She raised an eyebrow and did an about face back into the house without a word. We both hit ourselves. I ran inside to see how much trouble I was in. She basically just said, "I'm not telling your father, go finish what you were doing." I'm pretty sure she was just proud I was with a pretty girl. We stashed the bong and weed and just went for our swim. Either way, I ate bricks and it was much less awkward for the next year about walking my dog for 90 minutes every night, because my mum knew I was getting stoned and would help cover for me. Later learned my mum smoked, and had been regularly my entire life. By mid-senior year I was a hookup. Tripping. Luckily I had prepared for this moment by being weird my whole life, so my mother thought me hiding behind a box of Captain Crunch was normal. Since this thread's full of masturbation, I'll mix it up a bit. My mother walked in on me slicing up animal eyes. I had a huge interest in biology when I was younger. Part of that was getting animal parts, brains, kidneys, eyes, from the butcher shop. I'd bring them home, and, working with my tools, dissect them to see how they worked. My mother, of course, couldn't know. She didn't understand me. So when she walked in with me having a plate of cow eyes, a homemade scalpel, and my beloved wax board, she flipped it. Asking stupid questions. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Are you sick? Being all panicking. Looking at me like I was going to start on my brothers next. After that I was more cautious to not get caught. That's actually pretty badass. Oh god. Time to tell this story. So basically, my girlfriend at the time and I were home alone and started watching a movie. We got to the part of the movie where both of our shirts are off and her pants are down around her ankles when suddenly we hear a car pull up in the driveway. We were on the couch in my TV room, which is pretty much right off the main entrance. Scramble. Shirts get back on just in time, but with my entire family crashing into the room, the pants are still firmly south of the border. Fortunately, we're both still under a blanket with a movie on. Somewhat less fortunately, we're watching some Disney movie, so everyone is sticking around. The lights are off, so it's not super obvious just how guilty we look, and while everyone is distracted we pretend to be looking at something on my phone while typing out a plan to each other. Plan initiated. I drop my phone, and in the process of retrieving it, grab her pants and bring them up to her knees. She then stretches out, letting me pull pants up to about mid-thigh level. So far so good. Now for the hard part. We wait about 5 minutes for a big song, so everyone is distracted looking at the screen and singing along. She stands up, and in the same motion I pull her pants the rest of the way up, and she quickly goes into the bathroom to put everything in order. Nobody seems to notice. Crisis averted.